Mic'd up.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Highlights from Lowlifes show. I'm Robbie Lanterman. I'll be your host for this evening, although it's really such a mess that no one can ever tell after the beginning who's in charge. So with me tonight, as always, Rob Webby Weber. Some people call him Other Rob. It's a whole thing. Then there's Jeff Jonesy Jones and Marty Three Finger Brown. So we got a whole packed house here full of fun and fabulousness here tonight. We are a group of guys that played in the same baseball league. During COVID, we tried to keep our friendship strong by doing some happy hour Zoom calls like so many people did, but ours evolved into these long-winded ranking discussions of different sports and pop culture things. And the more people heard about what we were doing, the more people heard it was a great thing and seemed interested in it. So we thought, why not do a podcast, which certainly a logical conclusion from anybody out there.
After you explained to me what a podcast was.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Podcast, yes.
Oh, podcast. Oh, I'm learning.
Yeah, he's our project one. Anyway, so pretty much that's why we're here. We're ready to hang out. Almanac Brewing has been so kind to continue to sponsor our shenanigans, and we're glad that you're here with us. So tonight's topic sounded pretty interesting. We wanted to talk about our top 5 minor league team names, and I don't know about these three mooks, but when I sat down to start doing this, what I had in mind and what I ended up with are completely different. There are so many amazing team names and things out there. So that brought us to this point. So if you're watching or listening live, please hit the microphone and leave us a comment, maybe list your teams or talk about Marty's clip-on tie. So with that said, why don't we start at number 5? Anybody feeling like going first? All right, Marty, go ahead.
I have to stretch for this. Okay, because this team is out of Washington. It's a small town in the southeast part of Walla Walla. So, believe it or not, there was a team there. Hold on, let me double check my notes. Okay. In 1908, started in 1889 to 1908, the Walla 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 Wallas. Say that with me. Come on, say that with me. Come on, the Walla Wallas. Yeah, there it was.
That sounds like something from Bullwinkle.
It's true. It's it.
He's the shortstop for the Walla Walla Wallas.
Now, but they had to suspend. This is in the Empire League. They had to suspend the league. Listen to this, due to extreme heat. So not only did the Walla 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 Wallas, say it again, Walla Walla
Wallas.
We lost out on the Pendleton Pets, the Bakers City Nuggets, and the La Grande Babes. I've heard of Pendleton, but I have no idea where the other two cities are.
La Grande Babes. Wow.
La Grande Babes.
I like that one.
Yeah, get your mind going. Okay. All right. Okay, Webby, give us number 5.
All right. So this is a current team, and many of the minor league teams used to just take on the nickname of their professional team, their major league team. So there was a team in Binghamton called the Mets. That's boring. So they've been actually encouraging teams to adopt their own names and have their own identity. So the folks in Binghamton held a contest, and they chose out of hundreds of entries. They chose a woman named Nicole, who's
ironic.
I'm actually dating somebody named Nicole, so I was drawn to this. Nicole, she submitted the name Rumble Ponies. Nobody knows what a rumble pony is, but it was the highest in the voting that took place. So they are now known as the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. I'm not sure how old this Nicole was, but I'm envisioning her with her Barbie dolls, and they had one of those My Pony dolls, maybe. But anyway, the number 5 for me is the Binghamton Rumble Ponies.
My mind was going elsewhere, but this is a family show.
As it usually does.
Okay.
Jonesy.
All right. So my number 5 started its name. They were called the Intimidators. And they were called the Intimidators because they were from Indiana. And the famous person from Indiana at the racetrack was Dale Earnhardt. So they called them the Intimidators. But they had a lot of trouble selling merchandise because they couldn't get all the licensing. So they said, we need to change our name. But we want something fun. We want, like all minor leagues, we want a carnival atmosphere. We want people to think they're coming here to have fun, and we're going to make this whole spectacle of it. So what would be a good carnival name? So they are now the Kannapolis Cannonballers. And their mascot is
This is the Intimidators jersey. Notice the number styling very similar to Dale Earnhardt's number styling.
And their mascot is a guy, a cannonballer with a helmet, and he has a mustache that looks scarcely like Dale Earnhardt. Robbie.
Here, look, I had a Kannapolis Intimidators jersey just lying around.
Just lying around.
Well, I actually was going to do the Intimidators as number 5, but it was a real toss-up. And since you already kind of told the story, I'm going to pass on the Intimidators, and I'm going to go to the Austin Weirdos. They're in the Pecos League. They're in the Mountain Division of the Pecos League, and there's a whole bunch of teams out in California that are part of the Pecos League West, and the Mountain Range has Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado, and part of Texas, obviously, because there's the Austin Weirdos.
Do you understand the name they've chosen?
Oh, yes. The old Keep Austin Weird slogan. It's a weird town. It's a fun town, but a very, very weird town. And clearly they're playing into the weirdo part.
Yes, I took a trip to Austin back in the day and realized it was like having Berkeley in the middle of Texas. I was sitting outside at a restaurant getting some awesome barbecue, and a 65-year-old man wearing a dress named Leslie came up, and we had a conversation. And Leslie, it turns out, was an icon for the city of Austin. He was on the posters for the Austin is Weird campaign. And so awesome. That tells you enough there.
Yep. That's classic. Yep, the Austin Weirdos. Well, that was a pretty good round.
Yep.
Yeah.
So why don't we roll back into number 40? We'll just turn it right back to you, Marty.
This is you guys will recognize this. It was kind of sentimental. I thought it was a great name, and it didn't last very long. I remember it in Visalia, but I had to pull it up on Wikipedia, and they said it was Stockton, the Stockton Mudville 9. And, Yeah, it was before they were the Ports. They were the Mudville 9 for, let's see, where'd it go? For 2 years, 2000, 2001. It was back at Billy Herbert Field. But I thought that was great. The old nostalgia of Casey at the bat, Mudville 9, one of my favorites.
Yeah. There was always some legends that the whole Casey story was based on a guy from Stockton playing minor league ball back in the late 1800s, early 1900s. That's where the inspiration came from.
Yeah. Jeff, go ahead.
Madison, Alabama has a minor league team, and they've been through many names before. But I guess and I couldn't find a whole lot of information on this, but one of their industries there is the factory that makes parts for NASA and for the space program. But I couldn't find a whole lot of information on what exactly they do. But they call their area Rocket City. So they decided to call the team Rocket City. The other thing they're known for is their raccoons. So they called their team the Rocket City Trash Pandas.
They have the best logo ever.
Yes.
So if you haven't seen
there's two eyes out of the trash can, right?
Yeah, he's trying to crawl out of the trash can.
Yes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Weber.
All right. Number 4 for me is the Hartford Yard Goats. Okay. So what do you guys think a yard goat is?
A grass eater.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It must be a goat that is eating the grass in your backyard or on your farm or whatever. It has absolutely nothing to do with animals. A yard goat is the small locomotive that's used to transfer train cars from one track to the other. Who knew? I feel like I'm on ABC. Now you know.
That little story wasn't bad.
So yes, the yard goats are very popular. I'm not sure what the logo is, but it's all about the train yards, and that's what these locomotives have been called for years. Robbie.
All right, my number 4. I was trying to avoid California just because I didn't want to look too homery, but I found a team in the California League, which was a prolific league for many, many years. 1 year in 1911, there was a team in Alameda, home of Almanac Brewing. We highly recommend. But anyway, I need your guys' help here because the only thing I can find, Baseball Reference, the Society for American Baseball Research, every place where you look, all they will confirm is that the team existed in the year they played. And then they moved somewhere else or changed the team name. But they were the Alameda Monday Models. And I looked up Monday Models, and nothing comes up. I looked at Alameda Monday Models, and it says 1911 California League. What the hell is a Monday model? Is that like daytime stripper?
It's a mental thing. Yeah. What you thought she looked like the night before.
Well, I mentioned it to my wife, and she goes, "It must have something to do with the air base." And I go, "1911, there was no Air Force. There was no day. There was no." So, what the hell? The Monday Models. I don't know. I in my heart, I want to believe it had to do with like hangovers.
Yeah.
Like, you went to church on Sunday and kind of sobered up, and so you were a model citizen on Monday.
Yeah, that would be what I would think you would think it would be.
Yes.
you have given us a homework assignment, so I'll find out what that is.
I Googled it. I even Binged it. That's how desperate I was. Nothing.
Yeah, so, it's.
If anybody out there, if you know what a Monday model is,
yeah,
let me know because I really want the jersey.
So now I have the history of the team. I've just pulled it up from 06 to 07. They were the Alameda Grays. Then they became the Alameda Encinals. Then they became the Alameda Brackets. Then for 2 years before they were the Monday Models, they were the Alameda Alerts.
Which does not describe any of us.
All right. It's my homework assignment. I'll figure that one out.
I just want to know what a Monday Model is. I was so intrigued by the name. I'm going, yeah, that's on my list. Gotta go. All right. Well, that's through round 4, which begs the question, what you drinking? What you drinking? Our favorite segment, sponsored by Almanac Brewing. We're all kicking back, enjoying some fine Almanac beer. Quickly, just a few seconds each, we'll all take a turn and talk about what we're drinking. I'm drinking the Lager series right now. It's the Oktoberfest. It's a great Oktoberfest style Marzen. I highly recommend it. Really nice and flavorful. What do you got, Webby?
I have the Alameda Love Hazy IPA.
Number one seller.
Love it. It has a sticker on it that says that it's a breakthrough beverage, meaning it's hot in the beverage industry right now.
Yes.
So everybody wants to have this hazy IPA. It is my neighbor's favorite IPA. And I brought it over to him the other night so he could have a can. And now, he's in debt to me. So this is good for me to have this be able to drink this and lord it over his head. So thank you, Almanac. This stuff's awesome.
They also have the double IPAs called the Big Love. So if love is not enough for you, you can get Big Love.
Rob, do they have a triple IPA?
They do.
No, come on. It's a family show. Come on now.
Yeah.
They do have a triple IPA.
Yes, they do.
I don't know what that one's called, but
I'm sticking with the Kolsch. That's my favorite. Nice, light, nice, good taste. And it is also a breakthrough.
Cheers to my bosses. What do you got, Marty? I think you got a new one.
I have a new one, and it's Almanac makes great beer, and this is nothing different. It's a micro IPA. I'm not a big IPA guy, but I like this. This is real nice. But this is where Almanac was going to have a problem with us because they didn't think of us when naming this beer. Because I'm not. I'll have to show you the can. I'm not going to live it down. I'm drinking Bunny Hop IPA. Bunny Hop.
Bunny Hop.
Bunny Hop.
How do
Can you come up with? I said, is it probably? Now hold on. It was probably somebody's girlfriend. Because let me read the bottom line: a hazy India IPA, dry hot with cashmere and Simcoe Cryo. SIMCOE CRYO. Is that that must be the guy's girlfriend, the brewmaster's girlfriend.
Simcoe Cryo.
Simcoe Cryo.
Maybe Nicole named this beer as well. The Rumble Pony beer.
Yes.
Well, it's got cashmere, so
Cashmere. Bunny Hop. Yeah, that's good. Well, hey, like everything from Almanac, it's terrific. So thank you.
So Marty, how do you walk into a bar? A bunch of
Thank
bikers
you.
in the bar. You walk up to the front and you
Thank
say,
you.
"I'll have a bunny
Bunny
hop."
Hop, please. And that's the last thing you'll ever say. I would say the last.
Oh, we got a message.
Officer, I think he said Bunny Hop, but I'm not sure. And they just took him out. That's so bad.
It's like a Hitchcock movie. Hey, we got a what you drinking message from a listener.
Oh, okay.
Marty needs Almanac's big love next time.
Sounds like somebody needs a big hug.
Oh, here's another one. Boy, they're coming thick and fast now. Mara Lynn Cooper says,
You walk up to the front.
Thank you.
I'll have a bunny hop.
Marty, we discussed what we were going to say about Bunny Hop. It's in honor of Gordon and me.
Oh, that's a family joke. Family joke.
all right, well, I think we've killed that. Hey, they do a winter IPA that we're going to get for you too, Marty. It's called Bunny Slope.
Why do I do this? Why do I do this?
Hey, Josie, so Marty has a moment to recover. You want to start with number 3?
Sure. So I saw this name was listed in one of our comments as well, but I'm going to go with the Amarillo Sod Poodles,
Yes. Yes.
which, from my understanding, have nothing to do with poodles.
Yes.
They were somebody said they were a nickname for prairie dogs, but nobody of any authority can back up that statement. But they went with it anyways. They liked it. They went with Sod Poodles.
Kind of makes sense.
It's hard to be afraid of the Sod Poodles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My research says that that's a prairie dog as well.
But you've been around Marty.
But I also heard that those that say it was a nickname for a prairie dog didn't have any proof and nobody could confirm it. They just said it. So who knows?
We've all been around Marty when he was prairie dogging. That was no sod poodle.
That was no sod poodle.
All right, Marty, you're up.
After that, you're gonna put me on. Okay, all right. I have a surprise. I have a surprise. Yes. Okay. It's a local, and we're gonna start going with. I'm gonna kind of start going on a little weird with my last few picks, but
Now
it's the Sonoma County Crushers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
Now, this is back when the Crushers first started back in 1996 or something like that. They were part of the California League. What was that? So the same league with Rohnert Park, and it's expanded. It's gone up. It's gone down over the years. They played. It was I remember my brother-in-law saying, "Yeah, that was the same field I played softball on." So. So the Sonoma County Crushers. So and their mascot was a guy with big purple feet because he would crush the grapes. So
Good pick.
Thank you.
Is that an original Sonoma County Crushers?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yeah. It was in the back of the closet, and I thought, oh God, I sure hope I still have that. Because that was 25 years and about 3 sizes ago, I think. Okay.
What do you got, Rob?
What do you got, Rob?
The Beloit Sky Carp. Okay. What do you guys think a sky carp is?
A flying fish.
No.
It's a.
That would be.
It is. I'm going to sit here.
It's a prairie dog.
It's a carpnado.
Jeff's answer is actually more correct than a flying fish. A sky carp in the Beloit area is a goose. Yes, a goose. And the significance of the goose is that it doesn't migrate south during the cold months. It stays. So, of course, the name would be sky carp, which has nothing to do with anything.
Apropos of nothing.
So the logo for the team, the sky carp, is a goose that is stuffing its head into the swamp as maybe a flamingo would do to try to hide from predators. You know, if you can't see my head, then I must be hiding. So, yes, the sky carp.
Very good.
That's number 3.
All right. So my number 3, I guess, I came up with they're based out of Burlington, Vermont. Played in the Northwestern League. I think they are now after Major League Baseball realigned the minor leagues. They got relegated to the rookie ball. But this team was named from a Name the Team contest. So you know how great those always turn out. They are the Vermont Lake Monsters.
I saw it. That's a good. Yeah,
Yep.
I looked at that one. I looked at.
And
That's a good one.
Apparently,
That's better than Rumble Pony.
I didn't know that there are freshwater sturgeon called lake sturgeon. And apparently there is a very ugly species of lake sturgeon in Lake Champlain, which borders right on the city of Burlington, Vermont. So the lake monster is what everybody calls the gigantic lake sturgeon that are out there. So it's a really ugly fish logo. It's pretty funny. So the Vermont Lake Monsters grabbed my attention.
Excellent.
All right. Boy, we're cooking along tonight. You guys better start calling in and leaving lists. Otherwise, we're going to go into our Rob Weber's 150-page list of names that he found.
Yes. And I'm going to read you my manifesto. So better get on the Mic'd Up app right now and hit that microphone button and give us your top 5 minor league baseball team names. And we will.
Lake sturgeon are incredibly ugly, and they are very known in Lake Shasta and Whiskeytown Lake as well.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
So the encyclopedic knowledge of our listeners is beyond words.
Amazing.
All right. Well, I think we could just turn the corner and hit number 2, huh?
Okay.
Marty? Sorry to catch you off guard.
No, I'm going to say Arkansas and Texas share a border. And it's back in the turn of the century, actually, this team was 1 year, 1902. The area is forestry, so all the wood making industry of this. So there actually was a team called the Texarkana Casket Makers. Lasted 1 year, so probably drove a lot of people away with that name rather than brought them into the ballpark. They again 1902. They probably didn't have specialists and marketing people to go over these things, but there it was for a single year. Texarkana Casket Makers. Okay, I told you I was going to go a little off with these last few picks. I apologize. It must be the bunnies and the hops that are getting to me. All right, Webby.
All right. The Daytona Tortugas.
What's a Tortuga?
Look, funny you should ask, Marty.
They are.
That's the number 3 at the taqueria around the corner.
Oh.
The Daytona Tortugas are another team that was encouraged to come up with a fan-based name. They used to be the Cubs. A Tortuga is Spanish for turtle, the Daytona Turtles. And I don't remember this from Breaking Bad, but apparently the Tortugas are referred to in the Breaking Bad TV series. So a lot of people in the Daytona area like to think their team is actually named after Breaking Bad instead of turtles. They Daytona Tortugas. That's number 2 for me.
Very nice.
Who's up? Jonesy?
Sure. So I have one that's also a name the team contest from Florence, Kentucky. And the winner decided to name the team after the local water tower. And they are called the Florence Y'alls. As in, hey, y'all.
Oh.
Their water tower is called the Y'all. So that's what they named the team. The Florence Y'alls.
Wasn't Florence the waitress on Alice?
It was.
Yeah,
So
right. Yeah.
Kiss my grits.
Yes.
And I believe Florence said y'all a lot.
It must be named.
And that leaves you, Robbie.
Oh, really? We're okay. Number 2. Got to go down to New Mexico. This is a team that was a long-time Dodger franchise. They're now aligned with the Rockies. They are AAA. The stadium experience and the fan experience is absolutely amazing since they've rebranded. They became the Albuquerque Isotopes, which with all the nuclear testing going on in New Mexico, that kind of lines up. But especially for those of you Simpsons fans out there, the Isotopes was the name of the minor league team in the Springfield area for the Simpsons. And they have rebranded that entire stadium with Simpsons. There's like a beer bar with a big statue of Moe behind the bar, and you can get beer there, which is great. Then there's different statues around the ballpark. There's all the different colors from the show are like in a stained glass window. It's really well done. It's a great place to see a game, but it's just so much fun. Just if you have any interest at all in the Simpsons, the Simpsons or the Simpsons, it's pretty fun. So the Albuquerque Isotopes, which by the way, I have a hat here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a neat emblem. Yeah. Yep.
So, wow, that was quicker than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, we are proud to be here tonight. Highlights from Lowlifes. We're just part of the package of shows here on Mic'd Up. And at this point, I can go get another beer while Rob tells you about some of our other friends and family and co-hosts here on Mic'd Up.
You got it. So Mic'd Up, the platform that you're listening to now, is prides itself on bringing in sports personalities to do shows. They're actively looking to sell into the professional sports market and the college sports market. They want personalities on here in a clean atmosphere where people can leave their comments and the hosts can play the comments on the air or not. It's up to them. So we are looking at the app right now and we can see the questions and comments coming in from our viewers. And if we like them, we'll play them and comment on them. Some of the other personalities on the air are former major leaguer Bip Roberts. For those of you who were looking to listen to and watch Bip's show today at 4:00, apparently he's still returning from Chicago. Bip, as you know, is a Comcast sports personality and was working for the A's on a trip out to see the White Sox. But Bip has a show that covers all kinds of baseball topics, usually on Mondays at 4 p.m. Pacific. And he will hopefully be back next week. I'll check in with him, but he usually does this once a week, and he answers all the questions that come his way. Another personality on the air is Rick Barry, former Warrior all-star basketball player. Rick does a show with his host, Cyrus, and they are not on a regular schedule, but if you look into the Mic'd Up app, you can see the upcoming shows. And Rick has a great show. He and Cyrus tackle a lot of different topics. And if you know Rick at all, he's very expressive. He doesn't back down from any of his opinions, and he tells it like it is, whether you like it or not. It's a fun show, and they cover all different kinds of topics. Another personality is Jim Darby. Jim is a former executive with Easton Sports, the bat company, and they moved into clothing and gloves and all kinds of different things. As an executive with Easton, Jim did a lot of traveling, and his job was to sign up sports stars to represent the brand. So he's got some great stories about how he recruited some individuals and how he had these ongoing relationships with them over the years. Jim has produced a book for, it's called Bears in the Bigs. It's former Cal Bears, Cal Berkeley Bears, who made it to the major leagues. And there's all kinds of great stories about folks who made it to the big leagues, and he does a recount on his show of a couple of those each time. Jim had a show scheduled for this Wednesday. I think it just got moved. So look in your app to see when the next Bears in the Big show with Jim Darby is. A couple of other shows you should keep an eye on. PGA Tour professional John Rieger has a show on here. It's not about golf. It's about folks in the Florida Sports Hall of Fame. And he interviews different people on his show with his co-host. He recently had Fred Biletnikoff on there, and they talk everything about that player and their experiences and what they're doing today. Great show. John doesn't have a regular schedule yet, but I've seen the upcoming shows, and there's some really good ones coming up. So keep an eye on your upcoming show list within the app. And finally, Matt Steinmetz is kind of an expert in the basketball world, has a great following on the internet. And Matt will be doing shows from time to time about mostly college basketball, but he will delve into the pros from time to time. So again, the platform is starting to expand. We're going to have more and more shows on here, and we just hope you'll keep tuning in to watch highlights from Lowlifes. All right, Rob.
Excellent.
Very nice.
Yeah, our highly intellectual,
thank you.
highly intellectual user base has chimed in with more information about one of the teams we've talked about so far.
The sod poodles go back to when the English came and were in Texas, and they saw these things pop up, and that's what they called them. That's what my research said.
Oh, wow.
Apparently she did her own research.
And we have intelligent listeners. And I don't know why, but they're...
Well, then there's one here called the Colonel who's curious about one of our other members.
Hey, this is the Colonel. Where's Tiger?
So Tiger is on assignment.
I heard that you sent him off to learn how to follow script structure. Right?
I mean, considering, yeah, we're so scripted, but sometimes like just 3 notes is all you need, right? Whatever. All right. Well, with all of that, that gets us to our number ones. There's still plenty of time if you want to leave your list on there, or just if you only have 1 or 2 names, hit that live button. The people at Almanac Brewing are sitting around waiting for something really cool to be said. So it's not going to come from us. We're counting on the listeners to keep the Almanac. Oh, yeah, I should lift the can, not the cup. Keep.
And I'm the one that gets replaced all the time. Son of a...
Old Bunny Hop Brown. All right, let's go number 1. Is somebody feeling number 1?
Sure, I'll go.
All right, Jonesy, let it rip.
For those that know me, have probably already guessed it because I'm wearing the hat. The Beer City Bung Hammers.
Yay!
So before you go into your story,
I have a question. Jeff, what's a bung hammer?
It's what he's holding.
Oh, that could go crawl. Let's not go there. Come on.
So, no, I'm just going to get in trouble if I explain it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to get kicked off mic'd up.
so when we met last week to discuss which topic we were going to do, we had to all agree that Jeff got to be the bung hammer guy.
Yes.
So That's pretty complicated.
For those that don't know, I will be as clean as possible. When beer is stored in big wood barrels, there's usually a hole at the bottom that has a cork in it, a plug in it, and that is called the bung. And the hammer knocks out the bung when they're draining it out into whatever receptacle they're pouring into for whatever part of the processing they're in. So,
what is the opening called where the bung goes?
The bung
Spigot.
circle, orifice.
Bung orifice.
See, Jeff, that wasn't so bad. Now I know. This show is all about education, and now I know.
And okay, in the wine business, they have the bung hole, just like beer. But when they need to taste the wine and extract a little bit of wine, you know what goes in the bung hole? The thief. That's how they get a little bit of wine out of the bung hole. So,
and does that end up on the assault charges docket?
Anywhere else but Napa, Sonoma, and maybe Paso Robles.
Maybe Paso Robles. Don't forget Lodi.
All right. Weber.
Well, in honor of our good friend Dave, who travels up to see this team quite often, the Hillsborough Hops.
Excellent.
We're all drinking beer. We all love beer. And it's my fantasy one day to be able to be introduced to the mascot for the Hops, a massive hop that comes running at you and it has eyes and walks around. Every beer drinker's dream is to get their picture taken with the Hillsborough Hop. So, yes.
Would you rather have? I was going to say, would you rather have your picture taken with the Hillsborough Hop or the bung hammer?
I'm going to go with the hop.
Okay, I think that's a good call.
It is kind of interesting to see the kids try to make out what is this thing that's walking towards them. It looks like some kind of a plant. Is it a tree? I don't know, but all of us beer drinkers, we know, and it's great to know that that a baseball team is thinking about their fans when they come up with the nickname here. So,
hey, we got a related comment here from Big Juicy.
Rob, what's the mascot's name? It's not hop, it's barley.
So the
barley,
hop is named barley, which is a malt.
Barley.
Interesting.
But it's all part of making the beer. Yeah.
Now I'm confused. Is it hop or barley? I don't know what to do.
They're two different things, according to the Reinheitsgebot, which we'll go into during Oktoberfest, but not now. Gordon Cooper has left a message as well related to the topic.
A bung hammer is used by a cooper to make barrels. All right, look it up. Bung hammer.
That was very aggressive. I'm not sure I like that guy talking about bung hammers. That's kind of scary.
His last name is Cooper. It is.
There it is. There's the tie-in.
There it is. There it is.
We are a smart show. All right. Well, Marty, how about you?
Okay. Well, I'm glad we're on this theme because I like to go back in history. So I found that Utica, New York, Eastern New York, Utica beer was the first type of beer sold in the United States legally after Prohibition. Okay? So the team is the Utica Brewmasters.
Oh,
very good.
Excellent backstory.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah,
part of the New York State League.
Not bad. Hey, I think this one's directed at me. I'm going to play it before I get to mine.
Product
Someone's going
placement.
sideways.
Remember, product placement.
Everybody's going sideways but me. Oh. Okay.
All right. Yes.
All right. We're back.
We're back. We're live.
All right.
All right. My number one, I'm wearing it. The Roswell Invaders.
Yeah. Might as well.
The place of my birth. This the town has completely bought into the entire UFO thing. There's a annual UFO festival there that's drawn over 50,000 people. I've been fortunate enough to be on stage as an MC at that event, which was crazy amounts of fun. And it's a Pecos League team again, independent league, that rookie level ball. They are one of the best drawing teams in the Pecos League. But the thing that attracts me to them, and the Invaders thing is cool because, you know, we've got the hat and the jersey with the 51, the whole thing. But the thing that I really like about the Roswell Invaders is before that, they were the Roswell Rockets. Dr. Robert Goddard, the founder of the modern rocket technology and everything, all of his experiments and everything happened in the Roswell area, along with the UFO crash, which, brought many of us here. As an immigrant in that way, I'm proud. But my favorite story, and they still pay homage in minor league baseball, is the Roswell Invaders play at Joe Bowman Field. So before they were the Invaders, they were the Rockets. Joe Bowman hit 337 career home runs in the minor leagues. In 1954, Joe Bowman set the modern record, which still stands, for most single season home runs in the minor league at 72.
Good God.
In which he hit 13 home runs in his last 14 games to get to 72. The previous record was 68. So he blew past the record. It's great. So now annually, minor league baseball, whoever hits the most home runs in the single season in minor league baseball gets the Joe Bowman Award for home runs. So it's really cool how they've tied all of that in. They draw great. They buy into the whole topic. And I mean, I'm from there, so it's got to be awesome. Roswell Invaders. That's my number one.
Excellent.
Oh, you know what? Somebody asked me, Joe Bowman, and this was back a ways when I was actually back there for one of the UFO festivals. They asked at one of the ball games, how come the guy never went pro? And I found out he owned a gas station in Roswell, actually liked it there so much. And in the 50s, players weren't making that much money. As the owner of the gas station, and then with the little bit of money he got from the Rockets, he was making more money than most pro players. So there was no reason for him to try to go pro. So he was more than happy just to keep playing minor league ball in there. And I guess they used to pass, when he or any of the teammates on the Rockets used to hit a home run, they would pass money through the fence. They would stop the game, and people that wanted to tip the player for hitting a home run, they'd pass some money through the fence. So they could make a lot of nice little side cash from that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a whole bunch of backstory. I was stoked. Like
that doesn't happen today.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it should. It should happen today.
Wow.
I don't think they need
That's
it.
not a bad idea.
Maybe like in low A, it'd be kind of cool to give. Hey, here's a couple bucks. Nice hit.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
Yeah. All right. So that's our number ones. Now we got a slew of. I guess depending on how you define slew, we've got some top fives in from listeners. Still plenty of time. If you want to leave a message, hit that mic'd up live button and drop us your list.
Okay, my top 5 are Amarillo sod poodles, having nothing to do with poodles, but with prairie dogs. Number 4 is the Hartford yard goats, having to do with trains and not goats. Number 3 is the Rock City trash pandas, because who doesn't love a trash panda? Number 2 is the Richmond flying squirrels. They're Giants AA. Of course I'm going to pick them. And
Flying
number
squirrels,
1
right.
is the Albuquerque isotopes, came from the Simpsons TV show.
All right.
Excellent.
Good choices. Good cross-section of all of our choices.
So Flying Squirrels is the Giants double A?
Double A, Richmond. Yep.
Double A. Right.
Richmond, Virginia. Big Juicy's checks in with one.
We'll start off with Sugarland Skeeters. I know they're the Space Cowboys now, but Skeeters is the name I like. Then we'll move on to Las Vegas, the 51s. Aviators just don't do it for me. Love to have the 51 name back. And then the Inland Empire 66ers, combining nostalgia, Route 66, along with America's pastime, baseball. And finally, a tie for first, Modesto Nuts and the Bowling Green Hot Rods.
He got nuts and rods into the same comment.
Nice job, Juicy. Way to go.
Modesto Nut is that's
Modesto
the Rockies.
Nuts.
Yeah. And I've been to a 51 game before. That's a trip. Their hats used to be great. They had an alien with a baseball cap on.
That was the old Cashman Field.
I agree with Dave.
Yeah.
Why did they change to the Aviators? No, what's that about? Is that something?
The Hughes, the Hughes Corporation bought the rights, bought the stadium, bought everything. So when they bought everything, they chose what name they wanted. So there you go.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice ballpark, though. Mm-hmm. We went there. I took part of the family there, and it was a hot day. But by game time, it cooled off. It was only 97.
Yeah, it's outside of town, and there's a whole bunch of locals that go to the game. It's great.
A sultry 97.
Yeah. A sultry 97.
All right, we got another one in from Hammy.
Top 5 minor league ball clubs. The Everett Aqua Sox, a high A out of Washington. They must have sweaty feet. Number 4, Carolina Disco Turkeys out of North Carolina. Number 3, the Florence Y'alls out of Kentucky. The plural of y'all, of course, is all y'all. Number 2 is the Burlington Sock Puppets, actually a college team, but they used to be minor league. And number 1, the Rock City Trash Pandas, AA out of Madison, Alabama. Yeah. That's my favorite.
Those are great.
Yeah. Sock Puppets.
Well, the Trash Pandas, I mean, just by total number of mentions, are coming in at the top here tonight.
Yeah. I can't believe we didn't find the Disco Turkeys. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
It was on my honorable mentions.
Hey, why don't we do some of those? I'll start with one. I've got 4 or 5 here. I love this one. In Casper, Wyoming, they were in the Pioneer League before they moved to Grand Junction, Colorado. The Casper Ghosts.
Casper Ghosts. Yeah. Right. Yep.
And they had a friendliest ballpark in America tagline. Would you guys come across?
Well, I had the Sock Puckets and the Disco Turkeys and the Isotopes and about 10 others, including, I'll just go with one, the Rocky Mountain Vibes.
The Vibes.
As in, this is a good vibe.
Yep.
Wow. Okay. I like that one. Yeah.
2 more one and dones. The Fresno Raisin Eaters and the Zanesville, Ohio Flood Sufferers. 1913. There was a flood. So to bring the team back, to bring the community back. Yeah, it lasted 1 year. So again, the marketing department didn't do all the part. The Flood Sufferers.
The blood sufferers?
Flood. They got flooded out, right? Flood. It's a flood.
So Marty's got the Flood Sufferers and the Casket Makers. 2 teams that should go great together.
Yeah, there we go. Start with one, end with the other. There you go.
I like the Lansing Lugnuts, who've been around for a while. And then growing up, this team has been around for a long, long time. I always would ask my parents what it was. The Toledo Mud Hens. Like, what the hell's a mud hen?
and you learn that from MASH, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was looking back at when we're doing the research on this, and I noticed that the Cleveland Indians became the Cleveland Indians at a time when they actually had an American Indian on the team. So they just said, we'll call ourselves the Indians.
They actually had three at one point.
Yeah.
What
were they
decided
called
to change?
before the Indians?
They were the Spiders, and they were also at one time the Naps for Nap Lajoie, who was their coach.
Napoli, yeah.
Imagine being named after a player. That's pretty cool. But I remember the Spiders, and then the decision to change it to the Indians, and now all these years later, now it's the Guardians. So, yeah, quite the list. I actually wrote down about 100 team names, and tried to come up with a top 5. It's almost impossible, and we knew we'd get a lot of different folks calling in and with their ideas.
Yeah.
Even being here in the San Jose area, I've watched the team go through several different name changes, and it usually has to do with what the affiliate is. They've been the San Jose Bees, they've been the San Jose Missions, and now they've gone the way that I wish they hadn't. They're just calling themselves the San Jose Giants. To me, that's too easy. Come up with something that describes your town and what you're up to. So
those are the best ones, the ones that have like a story, like the Sacramento Solons. I guess Solon was a word we don't use anymore, but it sort of means senator. Yeah. So Sacramento's the state capital, so the Solons were. Yeah, I love those ones where there's a reason for the name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Two more I had on three more actually. I had the Omaha Storm Chasers.
Oh, that's a
AAA for the Royals. Yeah, they're right there in Tornado Alley. Hello.
Right.
How about the Bakersfield Train Robbers?
The Bakersfield Train Robbers?
Train Robbers. They're in the Collegiate Summer League, the Rookie League.
Oh, okay. Got it.
And they're in the same league with the San Rafael Pacifics, which is not a great name, but also with the Vallejo Seaweed.
Go Weeds, go.
Smoke them, weeds, smoke them. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
All right. We're coming up on the hour. You guys got any other ideas for team names? You have ones that don't exist that you think?
I'm gonna run through a couple that I found.
Yeah, please.
The Pensacola Blue Wahoos, the Fort Wayne Tin Caps, named after Johnny Appleseed.
Oh,
the
nice.
Quad City River Bandits, the Norwich Sea Unicorns, the El Paso Chihuahuas.
Oh yeah.
The Akron Rubber Ducks, and the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs.
So what's an iron pig?
It's a tool they use in the iron industry.
Or it's a Black Sabbath song.
So Jeff's son is a big fan of mascots, and I was looking through these team names, and there's one called the Wilmington Blue Claws. Do you know this one, Jeff?
No.
Their mascot is a blue-clawed crab, and his nickname is Pinchy. You've got to get that one.
Yeah, we had.
So on my list from earlier, I had the Rocky Mountain Vibes as an honorable mention. Do you know their mascot?
Oh,
Echo.
John,
Echo.
Time out.
He's a s'more called Toasty. He's a flaming s'more.
Oh, I get it now. How do you explain that to your kid?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now,
man.
since we're all going to have dinner after this, don't forget the Montgomery biscuits.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
yeah.
The biscuits.
The biscuits. Yeah.
We got one. Actually, I played her a lot, but I have to play her again because it's a good comment. I'm surprised none of us actually included this team.
Okay, I'm going to throw it out there. My honorable mention is the Savannah Bananas.
Yeah. Yeah, it took us an hour to get to the food.
Are they
portion of the
typically,
show.
are they minor? Yes, right. Yeah.
I love how Marty gets up mid sentence. Are they?
Yeah.
Whatever. Good call.
Yeah, well, forget it. Whatever. I don't know.
Right,
Whatever.
folks, I think we should wrap it up for the night.
I think so too.
I know.
I've been drinking all afternoon. That's all right.
A lot of the other shows you can check out when they're coming up on the schedule within the Mic'd Up app. But we are moving. We are switching to Wednesday nights.
We are what?
Next week. Yeah, this is new to Marty. We didn't even tell him. We are going to.
I got okay. I want to look surprised when people go, really?
So we're going to go to Wednesday nights, 6 p.m. Pacific, and you'll see the announcement in the upcoming shows within the app. And we will tell you what our topic is when we announce the show. So we will see you next Wednesday. Have a good Labor Day weekend, everyone.
Hey, Bart,
take it easy.
Bart, if you made it all the way through, there's your Sea Dogs hat. See you guys.
Bye-bye now.
Thanks, guys.